another beautiful day at Target Field, and the Twins hope to get a split of a 4-game series with the Toronto Blue Jays, hoping for their 10th win of the year. And with that, we bring you to Target Field, and you want to do it first, or should I?
Happy Mother's Day.
Okay,
yes.
that'll serve for
Mother's
both
Day
of us. Very wonderful day here at the ballpark, and the Twins are simply hoping that Scott Diamond can pitch close to how well he pitched in his 2012 debut.
Yeah, I don't think he can pitch any better than he did against the Angels here. 7 shutout innings, allowed only 4 hits, 1 walk. That's a key also to P.J. Walters last night. These two guys coming up from AAA have shown very good control. For Diamond, the big thing is change speeds like he did in that outing and make the Blue Jays hit the ball the other way.
We're about 2.5 years into Target Field, and it's established itself as a pitcher's ballpark. Not many home runs are hit here. Try telling that to Jose Bautista.
Well, I said Scott Diamond pitch him the other way because it seems like the pitching staff, for some reason, wants to pitch Bautista in, and he's played 10 games here. He's hit 10 home runs. And this guy, if he beats you, make him hit it over the right field fence, not the left field fence where he's hit all 10 of them.
And so the Twins will try to control Jose Bautista, win a ball game, and before all that, honoring their mothers on this very special day. Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Welcome back to Target Field, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there in the land of Twins territory. Pink ribbons today signifying breast cancer awareness. You'll see players during the game today wearing pink wristbands, pink necklaces, and even some pink batting gloves. I'm Robbie Smikowski. Mother's Day is a very special day for all of us, and we all know the impact and influence that our mothers had on all of our lives. And for Twin slugger Josh Willingham, it's no different. Earlier, he gave us his thoughts on his mother, Denise.
been an inspiration. I mean, it's one of those things where your parents at an early age should teach you the qualities that you're going to develop when you get older, and you know, the motives or morals that you live by, and that's what I got from my mom and my dad, and she's been a great deal to me.
And throughout the broadcast today, we'll be giving you Twins players and their thoughts on their mothers and their wives. When we come back, it's First Pitch, Twins and Blue Jays, with Dick and Bert next on Fox Sports North. Twins and Blue Jays coming your way. First pitch just moments away here on Fox Sports North. Twins players earlier discussed the influence their mothers had on their careers growing up.
She's been everything to me. You know, she's the reason why I'm here today. You know, she raised me, you know, better than I think any woman could ever raise a kid. And you know, I want to say I love you. Thank you for everything you've done for me, and happy Mother's Day.
Oh, she's been awesome. I mean, from Little League driving me to the ballpark to, you know, that shoulder to cry on, and, you know, everything. You know, Mom, you're the best.
She's a big part of how we function. You know, with the way we travel and we come in and out of their lives to deal with, you you know, my set of twins, our set of twins, little boy and little girl, you know, she's done a tremendous job. You know, Kim she's the bomb.com, and I'm really fortunate to have somebody like her in my life.
You know, she's kind of been the anchor of our family. You know, we've outnumbered her, like you said, with 3 boys, and you know, she's just been great. You know, driving us to practices and then supporting us in everything that we do, and you know, we really appreciate her, and want to wish her the best on Mother's Day, and tell her how much she means to us.
And many players are going to be wearing different pink items, pink batting gloves, pink wristbands. You're going to see some pink necklaces, and even players swinging pink bats. And one guy with the nickname Bats is Joey Bats, Jose Bautista. And he's a guy that's had a lot of success here against the Minnesota Twins. And Jose Bautista's numbers have been just spectacular here at Target Field. He's got 10 home runs in 10 games. But what might be more impressive is that he's done it in just 43 at-bats. Jose Bautista had. He's got the 3 home runs this series. Last year, he had a 3 home run game here at Target Field. And earlier, his hitting coach, Dwayne Murphy, discussed Bautista's success here in Minneapolis.
Last night, I thought he had some really good swings, almost to the point where I feel like he's coming out of his little funk that he's in. And sometimes going to a ballpark that you're hot in helps, and he's always hit very well there. And so maybe that's the answer.
Well, maybe it is the answer as we get ready to go to Dick Bramer and Burt Blyleven. Last night, late in the ball game, Burt, you did say maybe Jose Bautista could mix in a single or a double once in a while here, and last night he was able to do it late in the ball game. And we'll see how he fares today against Scott Diamond.
Well, thank you very much, Robbie, and it'll be interesting to see how Scott Diamond pitches him, where he pitches him, because it's one thing, Bautista's done well here, but he has said as much. Twins pitchers have pitched him where he wants the ball, and Scott Diamond's going to try to not do that.
Yeah, you know what? A reporter asked him why so much success here at Target Field, and he said, you know what? The pitching staff is very aggressive. They like to work me inside, and he said, I've just had the counts that I look inside. I like to pull the ball. Well, what does that tell you as a pitcher? How about trying away?
Well, let's hope that he'll make the 3rd out of the 1st inning. Here's the Menards batting order for the Jays. Johnson, Escobar, and Bautista. Power behind Bautista. That factors into his success, too. Encarnacion, Ben Francisco hitting 5th. Brett Lowry, Colby Rasmus, J.P. Arancibia, and Rajai Davis.
Well, Scott Diamond, we mentioned he cannot pitch any better than he did in his last start. There are his career numbers at the major league level, making his 9th start. The Canadian-born left-hander grew up a Blue Jay fan, so this is a pretty thrilling start for Scott Diamond here this afternoon, looking for his 3rd major league win. Born in Ontario, Canada.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Willingham, Span, and Komatsu across the outfield. Plouffe, Dozier, Carroll, Maurer, the infielders. Drew Butera drawing the catching assignment.
Yeah, it was Drew Butera who caught the Diamond in that Angel game that they worked together very well in 7 shutout innings.
Where else would you rather be than right here? My goodness. 69 degrees, some high cirrus clouds. I remember that from my meteorology class. Those are cirrus clouds up there. Did you know that?
I do now.
Yeah. Here's Kelly Johnson leading things off. And a first pitch strike. We saw a lot of that when Diamond pitched against the Angels.
Yeah, able to get strike 1 and keep the ball down in the strike zone. Watch he and Drew Butera work as Butera now sits outside. And if you miss, you miss outside.
1-1.
Showed you the numbers on Diamond. 7 innings in that outing. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Drive to right field. Komatsu retreats. 1 away. Boy, that wasn't just a pink bat. That was a hot pink bat. A little bit brighter shade of pink for those players who are going to swing the pink bats today in honor of Mother's Day. 1 down, and here's Yunel Escobar. You know, and on this Mother's Day, you know, players have the option. They can use the special pink bat, 1 day only, presumably. But what would you do if you're Josh Hamilton and you had the pink bat and you hit 4 home runs with the pink bat? You'd be tempted, wouldn't you, to use it again the next day?
I would paint it. I would keep it somehow.
1 strike.
Well, Escobar 5 for 13 in the series. 4 of the 5 hits coming on here on Thursday night. Escobar in his 3rd season with the Blue Jays, his 6th major league season. 29-year-old from Havana, Cuba.
Back to the mound, past the mound, picked up by Carroll, 2 down. So now here is Jose Bautista.
You know, and that's what we saw from Diamond in that first game too. Add and subtract a little bit. His fastball can get 91, 92, but you know what? To pitch at this level, the highest level of baseball, you have to change speeds. That last pitch, 88, just took a little off and had Escobar a little out front. Catfish Hunter, the former great pitcher for the Oakland A's and the Yankees, could do that as good as anybody. Ferguson, Jenkins. I'm talking about guys that pitched a long time because they changed speeds. No 2 pitches were the same speed.
Off the glove of Plouffe and into short left field. Bautista pulling a pitch on the outside corner, and he's rewarded with an infield outfield single.
Well, if it was the Blue Jays last night, that ball would have caromed right to Dozier, but
that's right.
Not here this afternoon. They'll give an error to Trevor Plouffe.
Oh, they put a hit up on the board.
Boy, that's a tough play right there. That ball was headed toward the hole. You have to watch the line in the hole, and he went to his left. I believe that should be a base hit, but they do rule it an error.
Okay. Here's Edwin Encarnacion. Swing and a miss in the off-speed pitch.
Well, let's take a look at the GMC keys to the game for Scott Diamond. Establish a way. We have seen this Blue Jay ball club. They like to hit home runs. 44 home runs already on the year, and this is their 35th game. So establish a way. If you come in, you have to come hard in that strike zone.
In off the plate, 1-1.
He came that time with a little cutter inside. Encarnacion off to a great start. 11 home runs. He's driven in 29 runs.
And a called strike, 1-2.
You know, I've talked in the past. I think, you know, the Blue Jays don't know that much about Scott Diamond. You can watch video again, but it's not like going up there and watching him and seeing what the pitches do and don't do. So the pitchers have the advantage, I believe, if you can hit your spots and keep the ball down. Saw John Farrell there in his 2nd season as manager of the Blue Jays, a pitching coach for many years turned manager. I had a chance to sit down with him this morning and talk to John, and he said he loves what he's doing. He reminds me so much of a young Chuck Tanner when Chuck Tanner first came up to the big leagues and managed me in Pittsburgh. Just a student of the game. He said, Bert, he says, I learn something every day. And I said, well, you're going to. Every day this game, he's just a good man. He has control of that clubhouse. He said, we got a great group of guys. I love my coaching staff. He said, we work hard.
Bautista at first, 1-2 to Encarnacion. I don't know why it is, but it's somewhat of a rarity in baseball to have a former pitcher as a manager.
The Twins had Ray Miller.
Right. Larry Rothschild was the first manager in Rays history. Bautista takes off. Here's a little flare into center, and it'll drop for a hit. Bautista will gain 3rd base. And the Rays are going to try to the Jays are going to try to take advantage of the Plouffe error.
Yeah, Bautista taking off right there with 2 outs. He's not going to stop. Jamie Carroll tried to deke him right there, but he just rounded 2nd, went to 3rd. Encarnacion kind of fought off this pitch that stayed in. You can see Butera wanted it away and stayed up. And a little flare into center field, puts runners at 1st and 3rd. And Bautista, hearing the crack of the bat, hustles to 3rd.
And you could see as he went to 2nd, he looked in. Earlier in this series, Darren Mastroianni took off on a pitch, and on a straight steal, dove in head first. On a little fly ball to right, he was doubled off.
Yeah, there's a good pitch right there. He made the adjustment. The pitch to Encarnacion was up. They wanted it away. He went back away to Ben Francisco.
1 strike to Francisco. down the line, but it's going to be fouled. 2 strikes and a cracked bat.
Let's see if he gets a pink one. Ben Francisco in his first season with the Jays, his 6th major league season. Twin saw him when he was with the Cleveland Indians for 3 seasons, up and down, and then the last 3 years with the Philadelphia Phillies.
This will be the 15th pitch of the first inning. Runner at first goes and blocked by Butera. So now 2 men in scoring position.
Encarnacion got a pretty good jump right there. Steals his 6th base of the year. And for the Blue Jays, they're 19th in 28 attempts.
So suddenly this is a big at bat. A hit to the outfield might make it 2-0. Diamond having to face a couple of extra batters here because of the 2-out error. Fouled off a foot.
You know, one thing hitting coach Dwayne Murphy has kind of resurrected a lot of these hitters, like a Ben Francisco. I remember him. I mean, he never had that open stance like he does right now. Kind of a lock and load type of mental thinking that Batista has and Encarnacion has. The left foot opened up.
Just off the inside corner. Is that cutter again?
Yeah, nice pitch right there, just missing inside. The thing about this stance, and Ron Coomer touched on it a couple, 3-4 days ago about loading, where you load on that back foot, and you can really see these Jays hitters. They load, they put a lot of weight on that back foot. As you can see, the left foot just kind of gingerly making some motion up and down.
And a foul tip.
I think Coomer was talking about that when Albert Pujols was here, about loading more on the right than the left foot.
Dwayne Murphy hit 166 home runs.
Yeah, he struck out a lot. I remember him. I mean, he swung hard. He did not get cheated up there.
2-2 to Francisco. Got him. So Diamond perseveres, faces a couple of extra men, and leaves them on base in the first. What's interesting about the lady in the middle of the screen, she's got a Kuzman jersey on. Don't see many Twins jerseys with Kuzman on the back. Menard's batting order for the Twins: Span, Dozier, and Mauer, Willingham, Domit, and Plouffe, Komatsu, Butera, and Carroll.
And that lineup will be facing the ace for the Toronto Blue Jays. That's Ricky Romero, making his 8th start. He's 4-0 on the year, and also 4-0 over his career against the Twins. In 5 career starts, 4-0 with a 1.91 earned run average. And all 5 starts against the Twins have been quality starts. He's allowed only 1 home run to the Twins in 37 2/3 innings. excellent control. He does get away from that a little bit once in a while. He'll have a bad inning, and the Twins hope that he has a bad inning where he'll give up 3 or 4 runs in an inning. But this guy is a tough lefty.
Except to Denard Span, who's got pretty good career numbers against him. He'll try to get something started here in the Twins first. He's a left-handed version of Jared Weaver in that he steps across or pitches across his body. If he threw the ball where he was striding, he'd throw it closer to the on-deck circle than home plate.
Well, tough on lefties only because of that, Dick. You see where he lands already. But you know what? He really follows through well, just like Weaver. They're able to get over their lower part of their body and let their arm follow through. He's opened the season for the Blue Jays the last 2 years, opening day starter.
Beat the Twins on opening day last year in Toronto. Two strikes to Span. Blocked by Aaron Sebia. Span a good day, a 2-for-4 day, away from finishing the day with a .300 batting average. To left, and Davis over to the gap to make the catch. Davis gives the Jays very good speed in left field, and Span denied a hit, one away. The Northland Ford defense for Toronto: Davis in left, Colby Rasmussen center, Jose Bautista in right, Lowry, Escobar, Johnson, and Encarnacion at first base. Adam Lind is not in the starting lineup, and JP Aaron Sebia back behind the plate. One gone. Here's Brian Dozier. Inside, ball one.
Yeah, we've seen the pink bats, which Brian Dozier does not take up to home plate, but he does have the pink shoes. Honoring all the mothers out there.
One hopper, a smash, fielded by Lowry. 2 down. And that'll bring up Joe Mauer. It's tough for pitchers to do anything.
I always wanted to wear white shoes.
Did you? And a white glove and white sleeves. They legislated against that, I think, 120 years ago. But so Mauer to the plate. Joe with the normal wood colored bat, but it looks like he's got a pink necklace of some sort on.
Wasn't it Charlie Finley one year that tried to bring the colored baseballs in a certain
bright orange baseballs for night games, I think.
What a pink baseball.
Strike one. There's pink wristbands as Joe pays tribute to his mother Teresa and all mothers. 400 batting average against left-handers, and last night he hit probably the hardest ball he's hit at Target Field, one of the hardest balls we've seen hit here, but it went straight away center.
Yeah, a little bit to left center. Yeah. That's 411 right there where the door is to the bullpen. So he gave it a ride, but it ended up being a double.
2-1.
Not a lot of at-bats against Romero, just one hit in 6 at-bats, and take a look at the swing and hit off the fencing right there. And there was a leadoff double, and Joe did unable to score in that inning.
You could see the clap of the hands and maybe 51% out of recognition that he got a double, 49% out of the frustration that he absolutely crushed the ball and it didn't go out. So if he hits a ball like that today, the ball should go out. Target Field, not unlike a lot of ballparks, particularly this time of year, it just doesn't carry the ball doesn't carry that well at night.
Yeah, no dampness, little, beautiful day.
2-2 to Mauer, trying to get aboard with 2 gone on the Twins first. Just missed the corner. Romero thought he might have clipped it for strike 3.
Well, Romero has been one of the hottest pitchers since the middle of last year. Over his last 20 starts, dating back to July 21st, he has been 12-2 with an ERA under 3, 2.90.
That's down the left field line. That's a fair ball, and it'll skitter to the corner. And it gets away from Davis momentarily. Mauer will hold up with a double. So another extra base hit for Joe Mauer. And it comes with 2 outs in the first.
Romero left that ball up, maybe a breaking ball or a fastball up, and Joe took advantage of it. That inside out swing that has given Joe 3 batting titles. You see the breaking ball stayed up. Joe hit it down that left field line. For Mauer, his 7th double of the year, and he gets into scoring position with 2 outs.
Mauer's batting average hopefully has bottomed out in the 270s, working its way back up toward the 300 mark. Here's Willingham, who's hit over 300 all year long. Right now at 304. Up and away, ball 1. Now, if Josh Hamilton continues to hit over 400, it'd be a moot point, but I fully expect Joe will contend for a batting title this year. He's healthy. He's been on the lineup every day, not regularly behind the plate, as today finds him at first base too, sometimes as a designated hitter.
He caught the last 2 nights, so a night game after a day game, or a day game after a night game. He's still in the lineup, but he's playing first.
If not stated, at least implied, Mauer getting more time at first base because Justin Morneau is out. And if the Twins can get Morneau back here in the next few days at first base, at least occasionally, we expect Joe to get more regular work behind the plate. 2-0 to Willingham. Down the line, and a foul ball into the seats. Willingham checking the bat. That had a kind of a broken sound to it when it went left home plate. There's Morneau. More swings today. No pain in the wrist today after getting his first mini workout.
He's got the eye black on. He's ready to get in the lineup.
Two and one to Willingham. Checked his swing. 3-1. Dome it on deck.
I think we've seen the first 4 hitters. Ricky Romero likes to work both sides of the plate. That fastball inside. Fastball in the low 90s. He'll mix in a curveball, slider, and a changeup in his 4th season with the Blue Jays, making his 101st major league start.
Willingham thought it was ball 4, but plate umpire Jeff Nelson says it's strike 2. So Willingham will rebuckle.
Yeah, he bent over thinking it was ball 4, starting to take that pad off.
Yeah.
There's that 2-inch margin that the umpire said in New York that they look at.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Full count to Willingham. That's high to right field. Bautista retreating and making the catch right at the fence. Just missed the overhang. Don't know if we've got a camera angle that'll show it, but that had to come within a foot of caroming off the limestone facing. The Twins leave Mauer at second.
downtown Minneapolis as you look at Brian Dunsing, and I am joined now by Brian Dunsing's better half, Lisa Dunsing, a wife and mother. Happy Mother's Day to you, Lisa. And we discussing mothers and what they've meant. You're a wife and a mother. What challenges do you face having Brian gone most of the summer at the ballpark?
Well, I mean, first off, I have to say that it is a blessed life. We're so lucky with what he gets to do and the amount of time we do get together. But I would say that one of the challenges during the season is just when he's away on a road trip or something. And with McKenna only being 4 months old, she changes every day. So it seems like when he comes back, she's already rolled over or has started making a new noise or something. And so I have to kind of explain to him what she does now. But with Skype and things like that and texting photos all the time, we get through it, and it's good.
You and a couple other mothers, Krista Moreno, Carol Gardenhire, took part in the breast cancer walk today out the Mall of America. What was that experience like for you?
It was wonderful. There were so many people there. It was really cool to see on such a pretty day all those people out there to support breast cancer awareness. And I know Krista's grandmother passed away from breast cancer, and my grandmother is a survivor, so for a few of us, there's a personal connection, and then just as a group of women supporting other women in the fight, it was a wonderful experience.
Happy Mother's Day, Lisa. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
All right, Dick and Bert.
All right, thank you, Robbie. Very nice.
Very, very well put, Lisa. Very, very nice.
1-0 to Rasmus, who looked like he wanted to bunt. Now he sends it on the ground, a one-hopper to Maurer. You know, it's true about little kids, too. Baseball players, they miss so much of the kids growing up, and as Lisa said, you know, making new noises every day. That's true sometimes for adults too. You make new noises
almost
pretty much every day.
Almost daily, yeah.
2 down. Here's J.P. Arancibia. There's a new one. I haven't heard that one yet. 17 years of working with you, and that's one of the great things. Sure, the game is different every night, but it's the new noises that I look forward to. Tapper foul. Arancibia doing most of the catching for Toronto. Here the other night, Thursday night, the opening game of the series, Trevor Plouffe made the last out, but before he struck out, he hit a foul ball behind home plate that went behind the screen and hit a woman in the third row, I believe it was, behind the screen, and the woman was a little dazed. The Twins tended to her, the ushers did, but then after the game, Arancibia took the last ball from the game. Ooh, right off of Diamond's back. He picks it up, throws, and they got the out. Scott Diamond gets hit somewhere's in the shoulder area, I think, and he'll be looked at as he somehow is able to regain his composure and get the third out.
York.com and click on to Circle Me Bert. and submit an email on why your sign should be circled on an upcoming home game and have a chance to come up here in the booth and visit with us. We'll reveal 2 sections the morning before each game. One will be listed on foxsportnorth.com and the other on KFAN.com.
First pitch to Ryan Domit, inside ball 1. Domit, Plouffe, and Komatsu to face Ricky Romero.
Yeah, we're hoping that Diamond's okay. That ball hit him pretty sharply right in that left shoulder.
I don't see any activity in the Twins bullpen, so it's apparent they're going to let him go out there and try to pitch again in the 3rd inning. 1-1. Domit, the designated hitter, 4 home runs on the year, all of them from the left side of the plate. Drove in a couple of early runs here on Friday night that led the Twins to a victory. 2-1.
Yeah, Ryan is a right-handed hitter. 6 hits in 27 at-bats, a couple doubles.
Tapped foul. Regarding Diamond, Ron Gardenhire said today that Francisco Liriano would probably be first up out of the bullpen. Dave Prumer, the lead trainer for the Twins, talking it over with Ron Gardenhire and Rick Anderson.
Yeah, they'll keep a close eye on Scott Diamond as he takes his 8 warm-up pitches going out next inning, I'm sure.
Domit lifts it foul. Well, here I was ready to compliment Aaron Sebia for being nice enough to give the game ball to the fan who was hit by the foul ball. Then he almost takes out our pitcher.
Well, I think as a former pitcher, that's always one thing that is always in the back of your mind, that ball coming back up the middle, because even Romero right here, when he releases that ball, he's no more than, say, 50-55 feet away from the hitter.
Here's what happened that ended the top of the 2nd inning.
Well, Aaron Sebia got a fastball and hit it right back up the middle. Watch Scott Diamond's reaction right here, trying to get out of the way, and it's where that ball ends up, and you can see that it hit him pretty solid right there because it just popped straight up, and then he was able to react and get the out at first base. He was talking to Drew Butera like he's all right, but that hit him pretty directly.
Here's Trevor Plouffe with a runner at first, nobody out. Ricky Romero has induced more ground ball double plays. That is now the 88th double play that Romero has induced since 2009. That's more than anybody else.
Most in the major leagues. Joe Saunders has the 2nd most at 81. So right off the end of the bat, you can see Domit trying to, make the throw and allow Plouffe to hopefully get to first, but the double play was completed.
2 down, and Komatsu will hit. And ball 1. Komatsu in right field. Going to get something started with a couple of outs. Foul back, and it's 1-1. Diamond is back in the dugout. Very lucky. One thing we saw when that ball was hit at him, he, in his follow through, does everything that you keep talking about, bending your back, just a great follow through with his energy, his stride toward home plate.
Yeah, a guy like, I'm going to say Francisco Liriano, that ball might have hit him in the chest because he doesn't really come through the ball.
Or in the back of the right shoulder when he spins out, as they say. 1-2. So we'll be watching Diamond closely, not as closely as the pitching coach and manager will be watching him in the 3rd. Komatsu takes ball 2. Two and 2. Twins have a couple of hits against Romero. just off the corner, and it's 3-2.
Romero, I think he thought he had that. He took one step toward the dugout of the Blue Jays. Romero came into the ballgame 48 innings pitched in 7 starts. Allowed only 34 hits, 21 walks, but 36 strikeouts.
And Komatsu draws a walk. And
Good at
Butera
bat.
will come to the plate.
I remember Romero came up a couple years ago. He faced the Twins. He reminded me a lot of a young Johan Santana, the way he went about his business. 15-game winner last year, worked 225 innings.
Well, maybe a chance for Komatsu to try to pick up a stolen base. He's at first with 2 down, and Butera at the plate. Strike call.
Always tough to read against a left-handed pitcher for a base runner. And Aaron Sevy, outstanding arm behind the plate.
Push to the right side. Kelly Johnson has it. Butera retired. The Twins get a single and a walk, leave one aboard. No score after 2. Player of the game. Text the word value followed by a space and then the player's name to short code 234-234. Scott Diamond with 23% of the vote. More importantly, he's out on the mound trying to get and stay loose after getting drilled in the shoulder.
Yeah, both manager Ron Gardenhire, Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, watching, making sure Diamond extends well, and how the 8 warm-up pitches work here. Looks like he's all right. The biggest thing is if you get hit like that, it's you know, the reaction right away, but it might stiffen up as the game goes on, and that's what they'll constantly ask Scott Diamond how he's feeling.
Even the umpire Jeff Nelson out there now, just perhaps checking with Diamond about how he's doing. And so Diamond will start the 3rd inning facing the number 9 batter Rajay Davis, then Kelly Johnson, Yunel Escobar. You know, watching Scott Diamond, maybe his physique and his delivery, and whenever you compare someone, A, it's unfair, and B, you always compare them to someone who's really good.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah, but look at his delivery, and doesn't he look a little bit like Cliff Lee?
Yeah, a little bit. Yes.
Strike one.
Straight over the top. Yeah. You know, he does that. Has that nice little delivery as far as getting to the balance point. Make sure he gets over the pitching rubber.
I mean, if you put him in a Philly suit right now, you could probably pass him off as Cliff Lee. 1-1. Let's hope he has the career in a Twins uniform that Cliff Lee has had.
Absolutely.
This one over Diamond's head. Going to be a tough play for Dozier because Davis can absolutely fly. and he's aboard with an infield hit. Tim Laudner, your thoughts about Scott Diamond so far today? He's there. We'll have him in a second. Have to keep an eye on Davis. Last year, Davis led off the season with an infield hit. The Twins picked him off. The Twins didn't execute the rundown very well, and it's kind of an omen for the whole season as it turned out. So he is a base stealing threat. Kelly Johnson, the hitter, hit a fly ball to right his first time up. Davis has been slowed a little bit with a left hip strain.
Well, I remember last year, I think it was opening day, Davis got on first base. Pavano picked him off, and he ended up twisting his ankle and missed a lot of time. Still 34 bases last year. He stole 34 in 43 attempts. Excuse me, 45 attempts.
1-1 to Johnson.
Over his career, with the 3 stolen bases he has this year, he has 180 stolen bases. He's been caught 51 times. Boy, big lead right there.
And
wow,
a
what
great
a jump.
And a drive to right field. Komatsu chasing it, making a running catch in front of the fence, firing toward first, and Davis so fast he can get back. So he took off. Johnson hit the ball well, and Komatsu ran it down right about where Bautista caught that fly ball in the first inning.
Nice running right catch right there by Komatsu, staying with it, knowing that that wall was going to be close by. You see him go on the warning track right there, and then makes a nice running catch, and then throwing the ball back to first base. But what a lead Davis had. And Diamond doesn't go with that high leg kick, kind of a slide step, but Davis had a tremendous lead. It's almost like they want him to throw over to see what kind of move he does have.
Yunel Escobar hit a ground ball to Jamie Carroll his first time up. Another big lead, and a breaking ball that breaks over the outside corner. The only 2 fly ball outs have been the balls put in play by Kelly Johnson. Everything else has been a strikeout or a ground out, although technically Aaron Seavey is
what a lead Davis has.
Aaron Seavey is out was a ground ball, but he hit a rocket up the middle. Yeah, you don't see leads all the way out to the cutout area.
It's almost like he wants him to come up and just show him what he has, what kind of move.
Slide step, he takes off. Buterra's throw, not in time.
Now with that lead, he had to have another 3 or 4 foot lead, and the jump that he got, even though Diamond had the slide step, Davis in his speed steals his 4th base of the year. As soon as Diamond lifted that leg up, Buterra's throw right on the mark, but Davis head first slide.
See, he even took a peek to see what happened on the pitch. 2 strikes to Yunel Escobar, and now a ball.
Well, there's some players that are just blessed with speed. That's a bang bang play too. Great throw by Buterra.
Struck him out with a breaking pitch. A cutter looked like down and in. 2 down.
Strikeout number 2. Tim Laudner, you're right down on the field. Diamond looks like that line drive back off that shoulder didn't hurt him at all.
No, he's got a good overhand fastball and a good curveball today, and he's mixing it up pretty well. And I'll put it back to you guys. Both you guys are pitchers. There's nothing like a comebacker to wake you up, right?
I'm a pitcher.
Yeah,
well, that's true. You and I combined have 287 major league wins. Good heavens! I never got out of high school, Timmy. Thank you. I appreciate the gesture, but.
Well, I mentioned, Tim, you know, that as a pitcher, once you let that ball go, you know, they always call third base, you know, the hot box or whatever they call it, hard corner. But, you know, as a pitcher, there goes Davis. He's going to stand up basically at third base as he gets into at third base. But, you know, to me, you want to steal third, go ahead. My main goal right here is to get the hitter out.
He was prancing toward third, and Diamond never looked back.
Yeah. With 2 outs, I never minded a guy. I remember Ricky Henderson one time stole second and third off me. There were 2 outs, and I kind of looked at him and said, go ahead, try to steal home. My job is to get this guy out right here. He's going to score on a base hit, whether he's at second or third.
1-1 to Jose Bautista. Reached on a Trevor Plouffe error his first time up. Chop foul over the head of Davis. 1-2. Well, Diamond so far has kept the ball off of Bautista's barrel of his bat. And he pitched on the outer half of the plate in the first at bat. Bautista reached on a hard ground ball and an error. When maybe right here he needs to pitch on the outer quarter of the plate.
Well, watch Butera now. He's setting up maybe a breaking ball changeup.
Laced to left.
Well, we got a man there.
Willingham catches the line drive. Bautista leaves Davis at third. Still no score.
And Davis stole 2 bases. Big deal.
The Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. By CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Grand Casino, the best stories start here. Oh, some people think this is the best time of the year, best weather of the year. Can't argue the point today. Just a gorgeous afternoon, and all those years when the Twins were hoping to get an outdoor ballpark, I pictured days like this. Sunday afternoons, most of the seats in the sun. Here's the view we have.
Yeah, we have a terrible view here.
1-0 to Jamie Carroll leading off the third. Up the middle and through. So Carroll gets the second leadoff hit for the Twins, and he's aboard starting the third inning. Sundays on Fox Sports North. Join Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall, the personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. And this week it's Robin Roberts. Boys in the Hall after the game, presented by Subway Restaurants, where winners eat. You were talking earlier about pitchers who added and subtracted. I never saw Robin Roberts pitch, but he was that type of pitcher too, wasn't he? Where one fastball would be 92, next one 88, next one somewhere's in between.
Oh, he won 286 ball games, I believe, in his career. A great pitcher.
I remember.
And he gave up a lot of home runs too. He was the all-time home run leader until Jamie Moyer passed him.
Span takes inside, and Carroll dives back to the bag.
Actually, I remember in '86, I believe, I was going for his record. He had given up 46 home runs in 1 year, and I was almost there, which I passed him. But
hey, you didn't pass him. You shattered the record.
Which somebody asked him. He said, how do you feel about Bert Blyleven going to pass your home run record? He goes, well, how many wins does he have? And he said, 14 or 15 at the time. He said, then what's the big deal?
Down and away, 2-0 to Span. Twins trying to build an inning here against J.C. Romero. Irvin Santana right now leading the world, having given up 12 home runs on the season.
Yeah, that's nothing. Oh, boy. There's another double play.
Number 2 in the afternoon.
Well, you mentioned, when Romero, when he's on that mound, he has a way of getting double plays. 89 now since 2009. Span hit it sharply, but right at the second baseman, Johnson. And Johnson flipping it over to Escobar. And Escobar's relay throw beats Span.
2 down. Dozier at the plate. He hit a ground ball to third his first time up. Inside ball 1. Dozier hoping to start a 2-out rally. The Twins got a 2-out double in the first. Here's a high fly deep down the left field line. Dozier has sent it back, and it is gone. His first major league home run, and the Twins get the first lead.
Well, I think Brian Dozier's going to keep those cleats on for the rest of the year. His first major league home run. Brian Dozier, not known as a home run hitter in the minor leagues, only 15 home runs in 345 games.
He cranked that into the upper deck.
Yes, he did. Twins take a 1-0 lead.
Here's Mauer, who sliced a double into the left field corner. Ball 1. Mauer with doubles in his last 2 at bats now, and the average up to 288. What we haven't seen from Joe this year, of course we didn't see it last year either, he wasn't in the lineup enough, but that 2-week period where multiple hit games were a regularity, 2-3 hits a game. 3-0 with Willingham on deck.
Well, this is game number 34 for the Twins, as you see Brian Dozier take a deep breath, and you'll remember that for a long time. He hit his first major league home run off a very good left-handed pitcher in Ricky Romero.
Now Mauer draws a 2-out walk.
I was talking to Buck Martinez, the play-by-play broadcaster for their network, and Buck said the thing about Ricky Romero is he'll be rolling along, and all of a sudden he'll have that one bad inning where a couple times this year he's given up 4 runs in an inning. Let's take a look at the pitch right there. That breaking ball just kind of stayed about belt high, and Dozier put a good swing on it.
Well, a hanging curveball is a terrible pitch, isn't it? Whether you're throwing to Brian Dozier or Jose Bautista.
You know how many times I was out there, I wanted to call time as you release the ball. You know where it's going to maybe end up.
Well, here's Willingham, who hit one the other way, almost hit it off the limestone facing in the basket area in right field. A drive hauled in by Bautista to end the first inning.
Speaking of that, I remember one time in Pittsburgh, Willie Stargell was on first base, and it was a hit and run. Chuck Tanner put a hit and run on, and the hitter swung and missed, and Willie was out by 20 feet at second base, and he stopped in his tracks, and he put his hand up like a T. He called time. But they tagged him out, and he kind of looked at the umpire and said, "Hey, wait, I called time." That was the type of personality that Willie Stargell had. What a great player and a great man.
7 straight out of the zone since the Dozier home run. Doman on deck. Well, except for the double play grounder, this could have been that inning you were talking about. It's a little bit tougher now with 2 outs, but we'll see if Willingham is green lighted here on 3-0.
If it's a pitch he wants, and that wasn't it. Pretty good pitch inside.
3-1.
Romero, a 15-game winner last year, 14 in 2010, and in his rookie season he won 13 ball games. So he's been very steady, the ace of their staff.
Swing and a miss, 3-2. Willingham asking for time. Maurer will take off here from first with 2 away and a full count. Foul tip, and there'll be another pitch. Willingham, the closest thing to that the Twins have to someone who can hit home runs here in this ballpark. He's only played a handful of games, in all honesty, but he doesn't seem to mind the dimensions. Maurer takes off, and a check swing roller to second. Brian Dozier's first major league home run here in the 3rd inning, and the Twins have the first lead.
Well, people think this life is easy, and you know, they spend a lot of time by themselves in their weird hours, and you know, they're taking care of a lot of different things, and you know, it's not easy, but you know, when you find the right person, you're lucky enough to have someone there that supports you and someone that understands you know, what it's like to go through the grind during the season, and you know, she's as good as I could ask for, that's for sure.
Speaking of his wife Krista, who is a mother on this Mother's Day, all mothers should be honored.
Yes, they sure do.
2 strikes to Edwin Encarnacion. Well, the only base runner that Diamond has allowed since getting drilled in the left shoulder was Davis's infield hit. He stranded him at 3rd base. Now we'll face Encarnacion, Francisco, and Lowry. Drilled foul.
Well, Diamond doing a good job of getting strike one. He's faced 13 batters now. He's been able to get strike one on 10 of the 13. Always a small key to success on that pitcher's mound. Get ahead in the count.
1-2. Two and two.
Gutierrez sitting inside and just missing inside.
Full count in Diamond's 2012 debut. 1 walk in 7 innings.
First 3 ball count. Butera doing a good job of handling Diamond. Keep the ball down.
Drill past Plouffe and into the corner. Willingham plays the carom. Encarnacion slides into second with a double.
That was a good read by Willingham as Karam came right back to him. He barehanded it and got it in quickly. The throw was just off the mark a little bit, but a very good hustle play by Josh Willingham. It's a leadoff double. Encarnacion picks up his second hit of the ball game off a Diamond on his 9th double. Big hustle over there, barehanded. Encarnacion sliding on top of the bag.
Both in left and in right here. The corner outfielders have to angle toward the corner in case the ball doesn't hit the angled wall in the grandstand area. So you have to respect the fact that the ball might roll all the way to the corner, and Willingham that time did that and then made the adjustment to get it back to the infield as quickly as he could. 1 strike now to Francisco, who struck out to end the first inning. Butera digs it out of the dirt, 1-1.
Francisco, a strikeout victim in his first at bat to end the first inning. Diamond would like to pick up his 3rd strikeout right here, getting him for the 2nd time.
Dozier with the catch. Double play.
That's even better.
Oh, very well hit ball. Dozier speared it and threw to Carroll.
Well, as a base runner, you almost have to freeze right there and make sure, you know, you're close to the bag, but you're able to get back. Encarnacion, sometimes runners kind of get lost right there. Watch him right there. He picks up the ball and then he hustles back, but the ball hit very sharply, and the Twins turn a double play. Dozier leaping to get it, and then you can see the exchange. As soon as he hit the ground, he was ready to make that throw to Carroll at second base to get the double play.
Here's Lowry. Every ball put in play the second time through the batting order has been hit very sharply. Johnson's warning track liner to right. Bautista's liner to end the 3rd inning, and the double and the line out here in the 4th.
Well, up in the booth we have I believe it's a K-fan section. We have Cota. Cota, we're going to swing you around right here, buddy.
There, Cota.
He's celebrating his 8th birthday today, so happy birthday to you, Cota. Enjoy the Twins game, and we're going to fight right after this too.
My money's on Cota.
I don't know. He's a pretty good puncher.
2-1 to Lowry. Popped up, a foul ball. Lofted toward the seats and back in about 5 rows. Lowry hit a bouncer to short, and Diamond's been leaving some pitches up, and been some loud sounds emanating from home plate here. We'll see if he can get the ball down, maybe get the batted balls back on the ground like they were in the first couple of innings.
You go deep into games, hopefully 6, 7, 8, 9 innings. You're going to have 1 or 2 innings. You're going to get the ball up, and now you have to make the adjustment. And this is where the catcher comes into play. You see Butera, that target was down, but again, a pitch up. And you wonder, you know, with the stiffness, with that line drive off the bat of Aaron Sebia, if that's maybe stiffening up a little bit. Watch Butera. He does a good job of, you know, getting that glove down real low. Hey, give it to me down here, but the ball left up.
Fox Tracks brought to you by Window Concepts of Minnesota. There's one in the dirt. All right, so you've left a bunch of pitches up. Do you have to set your sights down lower?
Yeah, you almost tell yourself, I'm going to throw this right on top of home plate, even though it's hard to do. At least you're telling your sight to get down. And Diamond, you know, he's straight over the top like a Cliff Lee that really has to control that downward plane.
Full count to Lowry. Sharply hit again, this time on the ground into left field.
And Butera's going to go out and talk to him right here. Just try to get him back down. Even there, right there, Drew tried to get him down, but he left a pitch up, and Lowry's smoked it into left field.
Well, the Twins will be home on Monday night when the Cleveland Indians come to town. That game is a Schweigert $1 a dog day. The first 20,000 hot dogs will be sold for $1. Limit 2 per customer. There are good seats available for the Twins Indians series. You can check out the pricing at twinsbaseball.com
or call 800-33-TWINS.
Yeah, Cota was helping you read that right there.
Where was he 29 years ago when I started this business? Rasmus grounds it foul.
Well, again, Drew Butera, you can see him with that glove down saying, come on, give it to me down in the strike zone. And then the ball left up again, and Lowry hit it sharply into left. Fourth hit off of Diamond here with 2 outs in the 4th inning.
Hanging breaking ball, and Rasmus all over it, hooking it foul.
Rasmus having a very good series, came in 5 for 10 in the first 3 games.
Diamond trying to get through the 4th and hopefully the 5th.
Butera going through more than one sign with a runner at first. And a throw over. You saw no sign, really, almost like a fist.
When he delivers the pitch, it'll be his 60th of the game.
Strike to ball ratio outstanding. Right now 40 strikes, 19 balls thrown.
Lowry with a lead about half the length of Rajai Davis back in the 3rd inning. Two strikes to Rasmus. There he goes. Butera's throw. Safe at second. Dozier covered. Caught the ball and tried to drop the tag, but Lowry slid in under it.
Yeah, Lowry, outstanding speed. Very good athlete. Steals his 4th base of the year. And it's the 4th stolen base for the Jays here this afternoon. And another good throw, even though Lowry had a great jump. Bang, bang play.
1-2. 2-2. Diamond trying to preserve a 1-0 lead. Very high and away. I suppose it makes sense. You worry about that first inning after getting hit in the shoulder, but it's the subsequent innings, in pitching terms, starting and stopping. You're out there, you stay loose and all that, then you come in the dugout and you tighten up a little bit.
Yep. Then you have to go back out there and try to reload again.
And Butera is going to come out and check with Diamond. If Tom Kelly were here, he would have said that ball that Aaron Sebia hit would have been literally a diamond cutter. Bullet up the middle.
That was a diamond. Ouch. That's what that was.
Full count now to Rasmus with the tying run at second and 2 away. To short center. And Span gloves it to end the inning. The 1-0 lead is preserved, even though there were some pretty well hit balls on the top of the 4th.
field from our GoPro shot. The GoPro camera in front of us isn't a whole lot larger than an ice cube. And that's our view here on a beautiful Mother's Day afternoon at Target Field. Great crowd on hand. Butera and Diamond talking it over, wondering whether Diamond can somehow get back down in the strike zone. First pitch misses to Ryan Domit. He's singled in the second inning.
I like to see that. You know, I always had my catcher, whether it be Tim Laudner or whoever, always sitting to my right or left, and my pitching coach not too far away, because between innings I wanted to talk about, you know, who's coming up. Laudner also had to hit sometimes, but he always made sure that they were close by me so we could go over the next inning.
But that was you. Some pitchers are just the opposite. They would rather not be bothered. They want to focus on their own. Scott Erickson was notorious with the Twins for sitting at the end of the dugout. Bouncer left side, gobbled up by Lowry.
Yeah, I really don't care what other pitchers do. It worked for me, but I would think that the communication, and we're going to open up Tim Laudner's mic, the communication between the pitcher and the catcher on that day, I want to know what he sees and how maybe he can help me.
Yeah, you're right, Burton. You're talking about Drew and Diamond trying to find some common ground and get him down in the zone a little bit. I'm sure one of the things that Drew went out there to talk to him about is if you want to get the ball down, you got to shorten up a little bit, shorten your stride, just relax, and let your arm come through just a little bit more. Sometimes when you overthrow, your stride tends to be a little bit long. So, you know, I would always remind you, Bert, to, hey, shorten up, stay back, and keep your arm up, and the ball will then go ahead and get pitched down in the bottom of the zone instead of the top of the zone.
And that's more or less just staying back a little bit longer over the pitching rubber and let your arm catch up. I had a tendency to, you know, hurry up, and then I'd fly open, where you tell yourself, I always told myself little things like stay back, stay tall, work out front.
There are some pitchers, Bert, that you, just like you just said, you don't have to talk to very much because they're doing such a good job of talking to themselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mentioned to Casey Jansen last night when he came in, you know, you talk to yourself. Mark Fidrus was one of the best of them. He talked to the baseball. You know, if the baseball, he gave up a base hit, it was a bad ball, so he'd throw it out. He wanted a good ball.
I don't think Ricky Romero wanted to walk Trevor Plouffe there. It's a one-out walk. Timmy, did you ever have anybody that was just the opposite? We talked about Scott Erickson. He didn't want his pitchers or catchers to talk to him. He didn't want anybody to talk to him when he pitched. He wanted to sit in the end of the dugout. You were the primary catcher for the Twins in the 80s. Anybody like that?
Yeah, I had the lefty Carlton, Steve Carlton, at the end of his career in 1987, and he was certainly a rare breed, left-handed. And if you ever wanted to go out to the mound to talk to Lefty, he'd meet you down in front because he didn't want anybody on his mound. If I was really mad at him, I'd walk right around him and stand on his rubber.
Komatsu grounds it to the right side, and Plouffe rounds second and goes to third. So the Twins putting something together here with one out in the fourth.
Well, Komatsu drew a walk, a pretty good walk in the second inning. This time jumps on the first pitch from Romero and hits it underneath the glove of Encarnacion, playing first base in the right field. And Plouffe hustling from first to third.
Butera will hit. The Twins lost last night's game because they didn't situationally hit very well at all. And here is another one of those situations. First and third, only one out. A ground ball pitcher on the mound who's already had two double plays turned behind him. And Aaron Sebia with the catch on the block, ball one. Butera with a bouncer to second, his first time up. Twins need to get Plouffe in from third base. It was a very discouraging loss last night. They got a well-pitched ball game. There haven't been enough of those, and the Twins just left too much meat on the bone. A couple of leadoff doubles that didn't score.
Always got a chance of maybe a little safety squeeze right here too.
Yep. There it is. Plouffe coming in, and he is out. A sensational play by Brett Lowry.
That's what I was thinking, safety squeeze, but I was kind of hoping he'd push it toward first, because Encarnacion not as good an athlete that Lowry is right there. And what a play it was. And it was a safety squeeze put on. Now Plouffe I think he's got to take off a little bit quicker if that play is on right there. He's tagged out at home plate.
That's an extraordinary play, nevertheless, by Brent Lowry.
Yeah, it is. Wow. Look at that. Left the ground right there, and the throw right to Aaron Sevilla. All he has to do is apply the tag.
So first and second, 2 down. Jamie Carroll trying to get something out of this rally in the 4th. That's a foul ball. Carroll singled to center his first time up.
Safety squeeze are always hard for that runner because, you know, it's not a squeeze where as soon as Romero lifts his foot up, you take off. But it's a play that, you know, once the ball is bunted, then you have to take off.
One strike to Carroll. One and one. Well, didn't work. Still probably the proper thing to do with Romero seemingly being able to get a ground ball double play anytime he wants. And Butera, you know, he's hitting 8th for a reason. The Twins know that he's not known as an offensive catcher, candidate to hit into a double play, so the Twins put a play on. It just didn't work. And now Carroll shoots one foul.
Romero right now, he's usually a lot better than this, but 63 pitches, 31 strikes. He's thrown more balls than strikes. 3 walks in a ball game. Has yet to pick up a strikeout.
1 and 2 to Carroll. Komatsu fleet of foot at second base. That's lifted to left, and Davis has an easy catch to make, and the Twins get a walk and a hit and leave 2 in the 4th.
Mothers are special, especially to their kids and to, you know, the family, and they're usually the rock that holds the family together. And just so happens my mom was a big part of my career, you know, over the years. You know, they're supporting me when things are good, supporting me when things are bad, and it's just a nice day to, you know, give back to them and let them know that we're thinking about them and we appreciate everything they do for us.
Well, Mother's Day here at the ballpark, and some moms being treated to a ball game. I know one of the great thrills for you, with Carl Pavano starting tomorrow against Genmar Gomez, one of the great thrills for you last summer at Cooperstown was that your mom was there to witness your induction.
Yeah, my mommy was there. I think not only, you know, all my children and some grandchildren, but my mother, she was there.
1-0 to J.P. Arancibia, who hit the line drive against Diamond's shoulder. There's a chopper and an easier play for Dozier. Scoops it up and fires. You can ask a question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Delaney Milbrath from Grand Rapids wondering in what way was were our mothers most supportive when we were playing sports as kids.
Always being there. I think that's the biggest thing. You know, I mean, disciplining us when we had to and saying, get in your room until your dad came home. That was awesome.
See, I never had that experience. I was such a well-behaved child.
I was always in my room waiting.
Bouncer to short. Dozier has to hurry. And he gets him. 2 down.
A nice play by Dozier right there, knowing who the runner was. He kind of caught it off to the side, but able to get something on that throw. The speedy Davis thrown out. So 3 pitches, 2 quick outs for Scott Diamond.
See, I remember that first play last year because it kind of, again, was an omen for the disastrous season the Twins had. Davis hit a similar ball, and back then on opening day last year, Alexi Casilla was the shortstop, and Casilla hesitated just a second. Davis had an infield hit, and if you want to say the whole season unraveled after that, you won't get an argument from me. Kelly Johnson with 2 quick outs here in the 5th. See, I think I probably spent more time playing catch with my mom than my dad. I mean, I spent a lot of time in the backyard with the wiffle ball or whatever playing catch with my mom.
No, I don't think I ever played catch with my mom. I was always my dad or my sisters. I'd play tennis ball catch with my sisters, and then when they were done, I'd hit them.
And there you'd go in the room waiting for your father to come home again, right?
Yeah, I actually learned my curveball from a tennis ball. I could throw it around the tree when they were running toward the house.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'd hit them right in the back.
And yet they showed up in Cooperstown.
That's because they loved me.
It's worth a few welts in the back to get a free trip to Cooperstown 60 years later, right? 2-2. Hey, Diamond did a nice job. Maybe Butera helped him along the way. Kept the ball down in that 5th inning. Got 2 ground ball outs and a strikeout on a pitch low out of the strike zone.
Back here on Mother's Day, and of course we found a mother in the Minnesota State Lottery winner's circle today, and here I have $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets for Amanda right here, is here with Cassidy and her kids, Carter and Stephanie. And now, Amanda, your daughter made you that sign, "We have the best mommy." You've been circled by Bert. Now, why does your daughter like you so much?
Because I bring her to Walmart, our only store in Chisholm.
Come all the way down from Chisholm, Dick and Bert said, "Hey, we have a Walmart and we have a McDonald's too." And here they are in left center field, way up top, having a great day on Mother's Day.
Boy, do they ever have McDonald's up in Chisholm. A longtime basketball coach and great basketball family up there. They got McDonald's up there even before the restaurant showed up. 2 strikes to Denard Span leading off the 5th. He'll be followed by Brian Dozier and Joe Mauer.
They have street lights, I hope.
I don't. Last time I was in Chisholm, I don't remember.
Well, you have to stop at a red light, Dick.
Well, I know, but I don't think they might have stop signs. I don't know if they have a stop light or not. Inside, 1-2. Span with a liner to left, and then he bounced into a double play. In each case, hit the ball fairly hard, but Span's had a disappointing series in that regard. Some of his better hit balls have been caught. Doesn't have much to show for having some pretty good at bats going. 1-2. And now 2-2. Span a dozen walks, 20 strikeouts. Normally see Denard with those numbers flip-flop, more walks than strikeouts. And twisted foul. Twins had a runner in scoring position in the first, couldn't get him in. Had a walk and a single in the second, didn't score. Had 2 hits and a walk in the third and got the run on the home run by Dozier. And then a walk and a single in the fourth, but didn't score.
Yeah, Twins left 9 men on base last night. They had a chance to win that ball game, lost 2-1.
5 men left on already today. Yep. And Span grounds a base hit up the middle. Well, good for Denard. He's hitting some tough luck in this series, including the double he hit off the limestone in right field. It looked like it might carry out. Hey, a Twin with our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast against the Blue Jays.
That coming off of Brian Dozier a couple innings ago, his first major league home run. Last night he picked up his first major league extra base hit with a double. And now he gets that home run to take a 1-0 lead, and that's where we're at.
You had him in Pick the Stick, too, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You know, I've got a theory as to why I've struggled and Pick the Stick the last couple of years. Remember, we started it the last year in the Metrodome, and I won. I think I won handily. The last 2 years, I haven't won. I have not adjusted to target field. I haven't made the adjustment to the new ballpark. There's a bunt foul.
I think the other night I asked if you wanted some cheese with that wine, and I guess it's carrying into Mother's Day.
No, I'm just trying to explain why I'm not in the top of the standings. And we got a new ballpark, and I need to make the adjustment. You're always talking about making the adjustment.
Well, you know what, Dick, and I think what really helped me is I'm not doing as many games as I have in the past. I'm doing less games, and I went home and Gail actually picked the players for me, my wife. So
that's why you're leading.
That's why I'm ahead.
Take her to the horse track.
Oh, I have. She does pretty good there too.
Missing the inside corner, 1-1.
We have seen Romero sharper in his previous starts against the Twins. Again, coming in 5 career starts. He is 4-0 with a 1.91 earned run average. Now he's only given up 1 run. Romero 3 walks in a ball game. He's allowed 6 hits, no strikeouts, and he's thrown 72 pitches looking for his first out here in the 5th inning. Romero, an all-star for the Blue Jays last year. His first all-star game appearance. Did not pitch, but made the team.
There's a ground ball through the hole. So a pair of singles to start the 5th. We'll see what the Twins can do with this threat. We're going inside Joe Mauer's game. He talked about his pregame routine of hitting off a tee.
You know, I usually start with the tee up, and then when you start loosening up, you kind of want to work towards the lower part of the strike zone, because that's where those pitchers are trying to pitch you.
Well, so far in this series, I think when we've seen Joe on that ball low, like he works off the tee,
Pretty good contact right there. Even that pitch that he hit, you know, to the deep left center. That ball was up a little bit, but boy, he had a great swing.
A double and a walk today, and a chance to do some damage here in the 5th. Sebia, boy, we've seen a lot of balls in the dirt with him behind the plate. We haven't seen many get by him.
And that's earlier in the ball game. You can see the head, and where it's almost like his eyes are watching the ball hit the bat.
1-0 to Mauer. And now 2-0. When Romero walked Mauer, he did it on 4 pitches. No real practical place to put him here with runners at first and second and nobody out.
Well, he can put him at first and move everybody up 90 feet.
I don't think he wants to do that, but it's 3-0 with Willingham on deck.
Well, Joe, I'm sure will take a strike right here and make Romero get a pitch over the plate.
And he missed badly. Yes, you're right. We have seen Ricky Romero a lot better than what he has shown us here today, and the bases are loaded for Willingham. AT&T trivia with Willingham coming up at a big spot. Who holds the Blue Jays record for most wins in a season by a left-hander?
I mentioned Romero, 15-game winner last year.
I'm going to go with Jimmy Key.
Yeah. How about David Wells? He pitched in Toronto.
Beyond that, I think I'll go Jimmy Key with 18.
Yeah, Ted Lilly also pitched there, but I'm thinking, you know, Dave Steve, he was always the guy that when I was there was the workhorse. He was a right-handed pitcher, though.
Willingham with a warning track fly ball to right and a grounder to second. Now the Blue Jays are playing the infield back here. They'll gladly turn a double play and give the Twins a run. And Willingham takes a strike at the knees. Now, having said that, if Willingham hits the ball sharply at someone, they could, of course, have the option of throwing home and getting a force play.
Good first pitch strike right there by Romero. Twins would love a gapper right here off the bat of Willingham.
Nearly to the backstop, and Aaron Sebia again does a nice job keeping his pitcher from uncorking a wild pitch. That was a quick move with the glove hand to keep that from hitting behind home plate.
Yeah, not a lot of room here, and you see Aaron Sebia getting that little short hop right there. Now, what you do have right there where that ball would have ended up, if it got by him, is that limestone on the kind of the other side is that padding. So
right.
You got a couple ricochets maybe that could happen.
We've already seen it happen here where a pitch past home plate is not necessarily a wild pitch. Inside, 2 and on.
Well, they're definitely trying to work them hard in. A little slider down and in for strike 1, and then 2 fastballs inside.
Here's my call of the day. Upper deck, left field.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Ooh. 2-2.
He had the swing to do that right there.
I think he had the pitch to do it too. It looked like it was about belt high.
Well, he's got 5 career grand slams.
Twins have let Romero off the hook here throughout the first 4 innings. Now a chance to put up a crooked number.
Yeah, break that game open a little bit.
2-2. Ricky Romero to Josh Willingham.
Continue to go inside.
Checked his swing and took it low. It's 3-2.
Good take right there. Again, Romero, no strikeout so far in the ball game. And a good take by Willingham. Stay off and laid off that pitch.
Biggest pitch of the game right here in the 5th inning. Ball 4, and the Twins take another lead off or full bases loaded walk. Chris Parmelee took one the other night, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, it's a third time in this 4-game series that the Twins have picked up a run basically free via the walk. So Hamilton gets credited, Willingham gets his 20th RBI of the year on the walk.
Domet 1 for 2. The Jays shift him in the infield. A single in the 2nd, a bouncer to 3rd in the 4th. Fastball and strike 1.
Well, that pitch count mounting at 84 pitches. And again, more balls thrown than strikes for Ricky Romero.
That's fouled. 1-1. Excuse me, 0-2. Romero not involved in the decision in his last start. 6 innings, 5 hits, and 5 walks. And some control issues here this afternoon. Scott Diamond has a 2-0 lead. Domet trying to change the scoreboard in this at bat.
How about a crooked number on the board for the Twins?
Fouled away. One of the few times, really in the middle innings, that Romero has pitched ahead of the count. 2 walks this inning, 2 hits started the inning.
You know, one thing I saw, and I read it yesterday, I believe in the notes about striking out, that the Twins, only the Kansas City Royals as a ball club has struck out less than the Twins. So they're putting the ball in play, and hopefully that's what Ryan Domet wants to do right here.
Needs something to the outfield here. One and 2. Dozier, the runner at 3rd, runs pretty well. Bautista has a great arm. Rasmus has a strong arm. Davis not so much in left. One and 2 to the Twins' designated hitter. Up the middle, base hit. Dozier will score. Mauer being waved around. Rasmus with the throw to the plate. Safe. The ball to the backstop. And Domet has driven in his 20th and 21st runs of the year.
Well, they had that shift on a little bit, and Domet taking a right back up the middle.
A diamond cutter.
Well, the Twins do put a crooked number on the board. 3 so far. And the ball scooting away, but getting behind. And again, not a lot of foul territory. Romero gets the ball, but a big 2-run single by Ryan Domet.
Still nobody out. And Plouffe the batter. One for 12 in the series. There will walk in the 4th. Bounced into a double play in the 2nd. Up and away, ball 1.
A lot of pitches thrown here. Nobody out in the 4th.
45 apiece. Balls and strikes. Romero to 2nd. And another double play off the bat of Plouffe. 2 down. So 2 gone, and Willingham to third.
Third double play behind Romero, and again he came into this game most double plays turned for him since 2009.
Here's Komatsu. The Twins would be well advised to get Willingham in from third here. It's a pretty big run. They have a 4-0 lead. Komatsu singled his last time up, walked in the second. Chop to the right side. Easy play for Johnson. And the inning ends, but the Twins get a bases loaded walk and a 2-run single from Brian Doman. Now it's 4-0. The 4-0 lead. Really tough news for Wilson Ramos, who tore his ACL on a play in a ball game last night and almost certainly out for the season. Former Twin who really went through a terrible experience over the wintertime, being kidnapped, and got his season going. The Nationals, really one of the great stories in baseball this year, but they'll be without Ramos almost certainly for the entire season.
They lost Jason Worth too to surgery, I believe, in that left wrist. You know, Washington still hanging on in the National League Eastern Division, 21-12. They're a half a game lead coming into today's play over the Braves.
Scott Diamond delivers strike 1 to Yunel Escobar. He'll face Jose Bautista and Edwin Encarnacion later on this inning.
And again, 20 batters that Diamond has faced, 15 first pitch strikes.
That was his 73rd pitch of the evening, of the afternoon. He's gotten Escobar on a ground ball to second and a strikeout. Up high, I guess. 2-1.
Diamond, a delivery, you mentioned it, looked like Cliff Lee, straight over the top. Good angle. If he can keep that ball down. Now he falls behind. No walks for Diamond with 3 strikeouts, 75 pitches.
Strike call, who knows? Maybe down the road, Phillies come to town. Maybe Scott Diamond will be matched up against Cliff Lee.
Well, you know what? Again, the Twins have hit, you know, a lot, especially last inning, the inning before with a couple walks and a base hit. Diamond's had time to sit.
Dozier picks it up, fires to Mauer. A hot ground ball, a 2-hopper that skidded almost under Dozier's glove, 1 away. What's the best and most affordable way to get good seats to watch the Phillies and the Cubs and the Brewers this summer? You can still join the Twins season ticket family. 20-game and 40-game packages are still available, and packages begin at just $220. Call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com and learn more about being a Twins season ticket holder.
You know, nice job by Dozier. Also nice job by Scott Diamond. He fell behind 3-1 and then came back, made Escobar make contact. And Dozier, what you want to do right here, he knocked the ball down and then he barehanded it. He didn't try to pick up with his glove. Used his bare hand to make the good throw across the diamond.
2-0 now to Bautista, who's reached on an error and hit a liner to Komatsu and right. A liner up the middle, Bautista with a single. So a 1-out single, he's aboard, and that'll bring up Encarnacion.
Well, only a couple pitches to Bautista, but let's take a look right here. First pitch down and away, missed, and then again inside, 3 pitches, and then the fastball. But still, it's not into where he can, open up and hit that ball into the upper deck. It's away, and you take some of that power away. Still a good hitter. Bautista's been struggling, but in his career, a very good hitter.
Strike one. Danny Valencia was sent down to the minor leagues in part because he was opening up, but Bautista can get away with it because the Twins have been pitching him in there. I'm not trying to compare Valencia, the quality of the hitter of Bautista, but the very thing that Valencia was fighting, opening up too early, and Bautista's been doing it all series long.
Well, what we saw from Danny, and that's why he's down at AAA, he could not lay off of that breaking ball down and away. And you're striking out a lot. So hopefully he's down in Rochester. He played last night, went 0 for 4. But hopefully we'll have some good at-bats down there and get back up here.
2-1. And Rick Anderson on the phone. Pulled foul. 2-2.
That ball looked like it was about a foot inside, but Encarnacion still opening up and driving that ball foul.
Well, because of the error in the first inning, Diamond had to face 5 batters. He hasn't faced 5 batters since. He's had a couple innings where he's faced just 3. A couple innings where he's faced 4.
Let's get a ground ball right here. Butera sitting away.
Got him looking.
And Butera congratulating him right there because that's exactly where he wanted. It looked like a little cut fastball, like a slider that starts out and then comes back over the corner. Yep, great pitch. And Diamond picks up his 4th strikeout.
Here's Ben Francisco. Missed ball 1. Francisco struck out in the first, lined into a double play his last time up. Two and 0. Diamond's strike efficiency's taken a hit here in the 6th inning. But if you can make a good pitch here, get Francisco, he'll have 6 shutout innings to back up a 7-inning shutout performance against the Angels.
Anthony Swarzak getting loose. 1
hopper, and Plouffe goes the short way.
Very nice.
Another good inning for Scott Diamond. So far, 2012, 13 shutout innings.
Well, that's great Minnesota math right there.
Sixth inning in the Coors Light freeze cam.
Well, Brian Dozier going up right here. What I liked about it is when he came down. Look at the hand exchange right here. He's ready to throw to second base. Carroll to get the double play. That happening in the fourth inning off the bat of Ben Francisco.
Cross-brewed Coors Light freeze cam. If I only knew where we could get a Coors Light. Let's see. Brian Dozier's provided the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, and now the Coors Light freeze cam. All compliments of Brian Dozier. Don't even know if he drinks Coors Light. Butera cracks one down into the corner, but it looks foul.
All you have to do is turn around then.
Butera, Carroll, and Span in the sixth inning here. One and one. Some other news regarding some left-handed pitchers. Well, there's some Coors Light right there. Chip in, see if we can, between us, come up with $7.25.
I'll get you.
Danny Duffy, outstanding young left-hander for the Royals, left after one inning today with an undisclosed injury, and the Royals really are counting on Duffy to turn the corner and Hochevar to, as he did last night, pitch well if they hope to get into contention. 2-2. And Andy Pettitte won't win the ball game, but he did okay today. The Mariners are leading the Yankees 4-2. Andy Pettitte making the start for New York, giving up 4 earned runs. Joel Carrano warming up in the Toronto bullpen. Tap left side, 2-hopper for Lowry. 1 down. On the subject of left-handed pitchers, our AT&T trivia question. Well, finally something that where Brian Dozier isn't the focus here. I'm going Jimmy Key.
And I'll go David Wells.
20. Yeah. And that was after he threw the perfect game against the Twins.
He went up there and pitched very well for the Blue Jays.
Jamie Carroll will hit. He's 1 for 2. And Carroll gets his second hit, grounding a single to left. Carroll trying to get his batting average up to the 250 range. A couple of hits today will help. And here comes John Farrell.
Yeah, I think I don't know if Farrell's going to make the move, but not the Ricky Romero that the Twins have seen. Really struggled with his control. 5 walks with no strikeouts as he leads the ball game.
3 trips through the Twins batting order, 9 hits, and he comes out of the ball game trailing 4-0. Many games that aren't televised, you can still see all the plays and at-bats that matter most during Twins squeeze play. A 30-minute condensed version of select non-televised Twins games. You can catch the action as the Twins battle the Indians Tuesday at 7 on Fox Sports North. The day game, the final game of this homestand, will not be televised. But the game at the end of the month, the day game on a Wednesday afternoon, the 30th, that has been picked up. So adjust your pocket schedules, your magnet schedules, whatever. We are televising that day.
There you go. You are hereby circled.
And Carreno comes into the ball game with the Twins hoping to expand a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, Carreno worked here on Friday night. He worked 2 innings in relief through 30 pitches, 17 for strikes. Did give up a run with a couple walks and a strikeout. Carreno making just his 5th appearance. He started the season with the Blue Jays, then optioned out in early April, recalled on May 2nd.
Span single leading off the 5th. That's when the Twins scored 3 runs to open the lead up to 4-0. Nearly thrown away. A lot of teams like to run on the reliever on the first pitch when they come into the game, figuring the reliever might be a little bit distracted or focused exclusively on the hitter. So Carreno throws over to keep Carroll honest, or try to anyway. Now they pitch out. 1-0.
Carreno, 24 years old, his 2nd season with the Blue Jays, signed by the Blue Jays out of the Dominican Republic in 2004.
And strike 1, 1-1. If the Twins can hang on and win this game, it would appear they'd open up that series with the Indians tomorrow night. And as awful as the start of this season has been for the Twins, 8 games behind the first place Indians.
Well, it's about time they start playing some games in their division. Only the Royals are the team that the Twins have played. You see the bracket right there. Twins 9 games behind the Indians. And one of those games was rained out against the Royals.
Yep. Last night the Tigers lost again. They're below 500. There's only one winning team in the division, and that is the Indians, who got off to a good start last year. They're trailing the Red Sox 12-1 in the 9th inning today.
Now remember, the Twins play, and baseball plays 162 games in a schedule, and 72 of those 162 games are played within your division. So there's a lot of games left for the Twins to hopefully somehow find a way to get back to 500 and get back into the race.
Carroll dives back. Well, in the offseason, with the moves that were made, a lot of baseball prognosticators, we'll call them, thought it was a lead pipe cinch that the Tigers would win at least 95 games. Well, they're struggling. They're not hitting right now, which seems hard to believe.
Yeah, Jim Leyland said, the pitching has not been up to par yet. I know Doug Fister just got back off of the disabled list, but all in all, and there goes Span. The throw high.
Safe at second. Carroll on a pitch that Span swung at. 2-2, I guess, the count, but Carroll took off, and he'll get a stolen base. Almost looked like a delayed steal.
Well, I think what Carroll saw is where the ball ended up, down and in, and Aaron Sebia makes a great one-hop play and a close play.
And Carroll replicating his experience in the game Twister when we were a kid. Remember that game Twister? Mm-hmm. Kept a foot on the bag somehow.
Well, Carroll credited with a stolen base, his 4th of the year.
So 2-2 to Span. Another block by Aaron Sebia. Boy, I've been pretty impressed with Aaron Sebia's play behind the plate and how good he is at blocking pitches. Made a play on the Carroll stolen base
He's one of those catchers that came up through their organization that's known more as a defensive catcher over an offensive catcher. Last year he hit just .219 in 129 games.
Full count to Span. First base open, one away. And Span draws a walk. So Carreno issues a walk to the first man he faces, and that gets Dozier to the plate. It's been Dozier's day. His first major league home run, a single and a run scored. Thought the wicked line drive turned it into a double play. One thing we've seen him do in the field that Trevor Plouffe had a terrible time doing was charging balls and throwing on the run. And he's made a couple of those plays in this series that, I mean, it's one thing to go to your right and to your left, but a shortstop also needs to come in on a ball, and Dozier seems to be able to make that play. Down and away, ball one.
Even though that the Blue Jays have won 2 of the first 3 ball games, a total of 24 walks have been issued by the Blue Jays pitching staff in this being the 4th game of this 4-game series. 3 on Thursday, 9 on Friday.
5 of those scored.
6 last night and 6 here today.
1-0 to Dozier. To left field. Davis makes the catch. That's out number 2. And that'll bring up Mauer. Mauer's reached all 3 times. He's drawn 2 of those walks.
Well, we saw Joe go through a little slump, if you call it a slump, but as of late, over his last 12 appearances, able to get on base via the walk, base hit, doubles. 9 of his last 12 appearances reaching the base.
Twins have left at least 1 man on in every inning today. Mauer trying to make sure he doesn't leave these 2 guys on. Low ball 1. Two walks today. Mauer now has 22 on the season. Ben Zobrist leads the league with 28 walks. That gets away from Aaron Sebia, so they finally punch a hole in the catcher's gear and get 2 men in scoring position.
I'm just wondering if he was crossed up right there as Aaron Sebia goes out to talk to his young right-hander. That ball, probably a pass ball. That ball should have been caught right there. Lou Carroll hustling the third as Span. They give a pass ball to Aaron Sebia, allowing both runners to advance.
Hit to the outfield, should score 2. 2-0 to Mauer. Strike home. Boston has completed the victory over Cleveland 12-1. Twins have the right guy at the plate. Three and 1 with Willingham on deck. Willingham came up with the bases loaded in the 5th and drew a walk to get a run batted in. checked his swing, and it's ball 4. First base is filled, and Willingham will come up again with the bases loaded. Third straight walk to Mauer. He's reached all 4 times
and
today.
The 25th by the pitching staff for the Royals in this series. I mean the Blue Jays.
You saw Rick Anderson on the phone. This has been another long bottom of the inning, which is good on the one hand, but whatever hopes Scott Diamond had of going out and pitching in the 7th might be ticking away. Breaking ball hits the corner. Diamond's got the jacket on, and remembering, of course, that in the 2nd inning he got hit on the left shoulder by a stinging line drive, literally.
Yeah, 88 pitches in 6 shutout innings for Diamond.
Big pop-up near the Twins dugout. Watch out, out of play. That's similar to the one the other night here that hit the woman about 3 rows back.
Yes.
2 strikes to Willingham. Chance to bust the game wide open here.
Well, Swarzak up again as Jarrett Burton joins him.
Bounce to third. Lowry will run to the bag, get there ahead of Span, and the Twins don't score and leave the bases full in the 6th.
Franchise, and I'm here with the lady who helped bring Joe Mauer up the way he is to become the nice young man that is Joe Mauer. It's Teresa Mauer, Joe's mother. And Teresa, you faced a lot of challenges growing up, not just Joe, but you had 2 other boys, Jake and Billy, and all 3 played baseball. What were those challenges like growing up, getting these boys to their games?
Carpooling would be the challenges. Yeah, they usually played it all at different fields. So Mother's Day was always tough because somebody always had a game. But I can't think of a better Mother's Day than to spend it at a ballpark.
You know, we all know about Joe's career and what he had. What can you tell us about Jake and Billy and their baseball abilities?
Oh, you know what? They are good in their own right. Jakey is an infielder, utility, and Billy was a pitcher. So we always had somebody to chase the ball, somebody to throw the ball, and somebody to hit the ball.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Teresa.
Thank you. Thanks.
Dick and Bert.
All right. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Teresa, for the time. Scott Diamond out there to pitch to the Jays in the 7th inning. Delivering ball 1 to Brett Lowry. And now low again, 2-0.
Well, Diamond 4 strikeouts, no walks in the ball game. Looking to complete 7 innings in his 2nd start.
Big pop-up, center field. Span comes in. 1 down. Time now for the CenturyLink high-speed pitch.
Well, Ricky Romero, one of his shortest outings of the year, 5 1/3 innings. He was clocked as high as 94. And Scott Diamond looking to put another 0 on the board, as high as 91.
We said the challenge for Diamond was to pitch close to the level he pitched in his 2012 debut, and he may match it. He beat Dan Herron of the Angels in his major league debut in 2012, and if the score holds, he will have beaten Ricky Romero. That's pretty heady company.
Well, in that outing against the Angels, he threw 102 pitches. Right now, this will be pitch number 93 in 7 shutout innings.
Crack foul, 2 strikes. You know, and maybe we shouldn't be surprised, but the biggest struggle he's had came in the 3rd and the 4th inning when he left some pitches up. But remember, those are the first 2 innings after he got smoked in the left shoulder. I mean, the Blue Jays really hit the ball hard against him, but they didn't get a run to show for it. Flared into the seat, still 2 strikes.
Well, you got to love the way he's attacking the strike zone. You know, in his first outing against the Angels, 1 walk in 7 shutout innings. Here this afternoon, no walks. And so far, 6 1/3 innings and no runs allowed.
2 strikes to Rasmus.
You know, all you want is opportunity. And, you know, Diamond got a little bit of opportunity last year. He did win his first major league game last year. But this year, in his 2nd start, his 9th career start. Trying to put starts back to back with 0s.
Hit hard to center. Span to the wall, makes the catch. A great running catch by Denard Span. 2 down.
You know, we showed you earlier the view that we have here sitting at Target Field, and it's a beautiful thing when you watch a center fielder have time to utilize his speed and catch up to a deep fly ball. I mean, watch Span right here. Ball had some hang time, but he stayed with it and almost against the fence on the track makes a nice running catch. Diamond saying yes, thank you.
And strike 1 to Aaron Sebia. Two strikes.
18 of 26 batters he has faced. He's been able to get strike 1. There it is right there.
As was the case the other night against the Angels, the fans were into it and aware at the end of the 7th inning that Diamond was done for the day. We'll see if they're just as aware here if he can get Aaron Sebia. 1-2. And the next pitch will be his 100th, according to the scoreboard count here.
Sure hope he doesn't blow up.
And a foul.
You know, I'm not a fan favorite of that pitch count. And by inning, the 4th inning, the most he's needed in an inning. You know what helps is that 7 and the 8 to get deep into the ball game.
1-2. Dozier charges, fires on the run. 7 shutout innings again today for Scott Diamond. Brought to you by McDonald's. Right now, you can get 20 crispy chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. Grand Casino story of the game, and Scott Diamond and Brian Dozier, a couple of guys who spent most of this year in Rochester, have taken center stage.
Good to see some of these young kids coming up with their enthusiasm. Dozier with that home run. Ryan Domit been with them all year, but he got a big 2-run single to give the Twins a 4-0 lead. And Scott Diamond, another outstanding performance. 7 shutout innings for the second straight time. 101 pitches here in 7 innings. 63 for strikes.
Well, 4-0 Twins going to the bottom of the 7th inning. And Domit, Plouffe, and Komatsu will hit against Carreno. Beautiful day. Last night was a sellout crowd. First one since opening day. And this isn't a sellout, pretty close to it. It's been a very entertaining game for Twins fans to watch. You know, the fans frustrated with how the season has gotten started, but you can just tell how badly they want this team to start playing better baseball.
Yeah, Twin fans support the good and the bad of this organization. And of course, with this beautiful ballpark, a lot of people may be here for the first time, enjoying a beautiful day. And even better, the Twins with a 4-0 lead.
Domit will hit as a left-handed batter, 2 singles as a righty, including a 2-run single in the 5th. Hit a grounder up the middle with the bases loaded. Nevertheless, the Twins have left 9 men on here this afternoon, holding on to a 4-0 lead. Tap foul, a strike. We won't see the Blue Jays again till the very end of the season when we go to Toronto for the only time this year. We're done with the Angels for the year.
We played them 9 times.
It's like a spring training, the cycle we have with the Red Sox, where we play them 6-7 times a year. 1-1. And it will be an important stretch of games coming up now, with most of the schedule here for a good while against American League Central teams. Couple up with the Cleveland here yet in this homestand.
Well, you saw the handshake right there from Rick Anderson to Scott Diamond, so his afternoon is done. And another great job.
Indians play a night game and a day game. Then the Twins go to Detroit for 2 later on the road trip. 3 games in Chicago, then 3 here with Detroit. Nice sprawling play by Encarnacion, and he finds Carreno one away. If you're hitting the road, as the Twins will be Tuesday night, you can take the Twins with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv and see every Twins out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit twinsbaseball.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Home territory blackout restrictions apply. 1 gone in the 7th. Trevor Plouffe will hit. Plouffe's bounced into 2 double plays today.
You had him for pick the stick.
Yeah, I did. Yep. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. I analyze what's going on.
As I said, I have not adapted well to the new ballpark.
Well, it's kind of like, the Twins right now. They're looking for their 10th win. It's early in the season, Dick. A lot of things can happen. Don't get down on yourself now.
You're saying that as a guy who's leading this year because your wife has made the picks for you.
I'm lucky.
Swing and a miss.
You need some luck in this game.
I've had plenty of that. It just hasn't been good luck.
Here comes that cheese again.
1-1 to Plouffe. Even the moths are after me here. I'm getting pelted by these kamikaze moths.
There you go.
Fair ball.
There you go.
And Plouffe will round first and head to second.
Well, there's 2 points.
There's nobody there at second base, and now he's going to try for third. Not sure where or who was supposed to be at second base, but Davis threw to an unoccupied base, and we'll see how they rule it. I'm hoping a triple, but I'm guessing a double and a throwing error.
Well, a lot of times the first baseman will follow the runner to second base, and Encarnacion, again, he's played a lot of first, but mostly a third baseman. This ball stayed up a little bit. Plouffe hitting it right down the line. Great camera angle right there as it crossed the bag, says DJ Rayburn. Even though it landed foul, Plouffe sliding into third safely. And they will rule it a double. And an error on Davis.
Really? Official scorer should go out in left field and try to throw the ball that far. One strike. All right, well, I got 2 points, right? He got a double, so I got a couple points back.
I'm only saying that Encarnacion, right. A lot of times, you know, you'll see Herbeck or whoever, or Joe Mauer on that play will back up, just follow the runner to second base. And he wasn't there.
And we pointed that out earlier when the Angels were in town the first time. Albert Pujols did not trail the runner into second base. Little pop up. Jays had the infield in, and Komatsu doesn't get the job done. Out number 2.
But right here is a left fielder Davis thinking, okay, I played to Karam well. I'll pick it up and throw it to second base. And there's Encarnacion. He should be closer to the bag. So just a mental mistake right there.
Now the Twins in danger of leaving Plouffe at third with 1 out. Komatsu didn't drive him in. Now Butero will try to do it. Butero with 3 ground balls. An 0 for 3 afternoon. Outside, ball 1.
Butera 3 hits so far since being recalled on May 1st from Rochester. And 12 at bats.
Didn't swing. 2-0.
Still looking for his first RBI. This would be a good spot right here.
Well, again, throughout this series, Thursday was an awful game. Twins lost the game. I'm not sure the Blue Jays won it. But that last night's game was a game the Twins should have won, losing 2-1. They should win this game, but they just have not hit well in key spots. 3-0. You don't even have to get a hit to get that runner in from third with less than 2 out.
Well, we saw P.J. Walters pitch outstanding last night, as both these guys, Walters and also Diamond, coming up to give some spark in that starting rotation.
3-0 to Butera. And he'll take a walk.
And another walk by the Jays pitching staff. That's 26 walks they have given up.
Vikings
4-game series.
Vikings fans know number 4 overall draft pick Matt Khalil is expected to anchor the team's offensive line for years to come. But who's the person so much is being expected of? Read Brian Hall's story at foxsportsnorth.com. Carroll will hit. He's got a pair of singles already today, looking for 1 more. Strike 1. Twins again have left at least 1 man on in every inning. They left the bases full in the 6th without scoring.
Well, Jamie Carroll hitting at 225 coming into this at bat, but coming into this year, his 11th major league season, he's a 278 hitter. Last year hit 290 for the Dodgers in 146 games.
15 walks, 15 strikeouts on the season for Carroll. And now fouled away, 1-2.
Carroll, 38 years old, born in Evansville, Indiana, went to the University of Indiana, and signed with the Expos back in 1996.
You grow up in Evansville, you grow up an admirer of Don Mattingly because that was his hometown, and Carroll got to play for him out in Los Angeles. Mattingly was the manager.
Yep. I played AAA ball in Evansville, Indiana, 1970.
Up the middle. And a force at second. The Twins leave 2 more aboard. To the 8th, it's 4-0 Minnesota.
Kind of been the anchor of our family. You know, we've outnumbered her, like you said, with 3 boys, and you know, she's just been great. You know, driving us to practices and then supporting us in everything that we do, and you know, we really appreciate her, and want to wish her the best on Mother's Day, and tell her how much she means to us.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody. And Joe Mauer hoping the Twins can pin down this win on Mother's Day in front of a very nice crowd. 11 men left on base for the Twins. And 7 shutout innings again for Scott Diamond. He'll yield to the Twins bullpen, specifically Jared Burton.
Yeah, Burton has been outstanding over his last 11 appearances, making his 15th here this afternoon. Covering 11 1/3 innings, allowing no hits with 1 walk and 12 strikeouts.
So Burton's been great. Twins bullpen as a whole vastly improved, and one of the sad ironies, I guess, as you look to the minor leagues for help, the strongest area in the Twins minor league system right now is relief pitchers. They've got some guys down there who've done very, very well. Deolis Guerra was promoted from AA to AAA. He's done great. Lester Olivares has done very well. Anthony Slamma has done very well in Rochester, but that's not the area of need right now for the Twins. Rajai Davis leading things off. Strike 1. Strike 2.
Good pitch right there by Burton. Good hard fastball at 93.
Up high.
Yeah, Rick Anderson, Ron Gardenhire saying they will use Burton. They don't want to use him back-to-back days yet. He had that shoulder surgery back in April of 2011. Last year was kind of a rehab year for him.
Up the middle. Burton tried to grab it with a backhanded swipe of his glove. Davis is aboard with a leadoff single.
Well, Scott Diamond, 7 shutout innings, second consecutive start. And remember, back in the second inning, to end the inning, J.P. Arancibia, it went right off that left shoulder, the shoulder blade, but he hung in there. And after that, pitched 5 more shutout innings. So far, so good. 14 shutout innings in 2 starts for Scott Diamond.
Third leadoff hit for the Jays, and now strike 1 to Kelly Johnson. The lineup rolls over. Johnson is 0 for 3. Hit a warning track fly ball to right field in the 3rd inning. And into center field, a seeing eye single. Davis will go to 3rd. And the Jays start a rally here with a pair of singles right up the middle. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. An invitation to get your group together for a special Memorial Day weekend with the Twins. Great suite options available all weekend long as the Tigers come to town. Call 800-33-TWINS. Talk to a group representative. Or visit twinsbaseball.com and see how you can take advantage of the best hospitality in the bigs. Escobar and then the power in this Toronto lineup. So a big at bat here as Burton needs to record an out someplace. Check swing, ball 1. So Burton, who came into the game with just 3 hits allowed, is greeted by a pair of singles. One and one. Didn't know much about Burton or Gray or Matt Maloney, who has since cleared waivers and has been reassigned to that Rochester club. So Maloney no longer with the team.
Glenn Perkins getting up.
Another one up the middle. So the Jays get 3 hits in a row against a guy who's only given up 3 hits all year prior to today.
And all of them right up the middle. So Davis scores, makes it a 4-1 ball game as Escobar picks up his 6th hit in the series. And with that base hit, he picks up his 13th RBI.
So Rick Anderson to the mound. He never did come out to the mound during Scott Diamond's 7 innings. And now Bautista will stand in as the tying run. And Encarnacion forced to reckon with, hitting behind him. We know what Bautista can do because he's done it recently, but he also can ground into double plays. He leads the team, having hit into 6 of them. Actually, Escobar's hit into 8 of them.
Well, it'll be interesting in this plate appearance right here how Butera wants to go about their business facing Bautista.
First pitch up and in.
Got to get a ground ball by pitching the ball down in the strike zone. There's a good fastball away. Burton, 30 years old, first season with the Twins. There's a good fastball. Had some sink on it right there.
Bautista tried to tie it up with a swing. Well, he tries to hit a home run with every swing. It's just mathematically he could have tied it up. 1-2. Nice dig by Butera. 2-2.
Bruce sitting away, getting it on that short hop.
Popped up weakly right side. Mauer. Infield fly rules call, but it's a foul ball. 1 down. So a big out, getting Bautista.
Yeah, look at the pitch right here. I believe it was a way that Bautista kind of reached out. And I don't know if he tried to hit it foul or just make contact, but watch this pitch right here. Outer half of the plate. And not the same swing you see from Bautista if that ball's middle in.
Fox Tracks brought to you by Carrier. Encarnacion's only grounded into 1 double play.
Oh, he's due.
He's due.
He's due.
Already has a couple of hits, a single and a double against Scott Diamond. Diamond only allowed 5 hits. Sharply hit, but foul.
Well, watch Bautista again. You know, that left leg is always going to fly open. Look at that right there. And that ball away, that's all series long. I'm saying you got to pitch that guy down and away. You're doing him a favor because he opens up so quickly. He's able to keep the left shoulder in, but his lower torso really opens up.
1 strike.
Same can be said for this guy. It's almost like he's a clone to Bautista.
Well, now Burton here in the second pitch came high and tight to Encarnacion. With Bautista, he came in there on the very first pitch.
Just to show that hey, I'll come in. Don't you be leaning out over the plate.
1-1.
And a great pitch.
Fly ball right field. Komatsu is not going to get there. So a flared base hit. Now the ball lobbed into Carroll. They're loaded up. Too good of a pitch, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? They're major league hitters. They're going to hit pretty good pitches. This is a pitcher's pitch down and away. But Encarnacion just hit it softly. Watch the location. That's a great pitch.
Well, Jared Burton was outstanding for the Twins coming into this game, allowing just 3 hits in 13 innings. And the Jays collect 4 off him in 1/3 of an inning. So the Twins will bring in Glenn Perkins.
This is a big part of how we function. You know, with the way we travel and we come in and out of their lives to deal with, you know, my set of twins, our set of twins, little boy and little girl. You know, she's done a tremendous job. You know, Kim she's the bomb.com, and I'm really fortunate to have somebody like her in my life.
Jamie Carroll talking about his wife as well on this Mother's Day. Well, the lead a little shaky right now with The Jays getting 1 run on the board on 4 singles. The bases are loaded, and now Glenn Perkins comes into a dicey situation.
Yeah, not the situation a reliever wants to come into, but Perkins, a strikeout pitcher. He has 17 strikeouts in 13 1/3 innings pitched, making his 15th appearance.
And the Jays will pinch hit Thames for Francisco. First pitch strike.
Now, we've seen Perkins out of that bullpen come in, throw 96, 97 miles an hour. That at 95. Come right at you. Hard fastball, fast fastball, hard slider.
Low, 1-1.
That clocked here at 96.
Francisco had gone 0 for 3. One and one to Thames. 1-2.
Another good fastball.
Thames with 6 hits, 19 at bats against lefties, hitting .316 against them. But on the Twins side, Perkins doing well against lefties, 2-2.
Well, 4 straight fastballs.
Grounded sharply. Mauer will go to the bag to get out number 2. A run scores, and everybody moves up a base, so the tying run at second. And Kelly Johnson comes in from third.
Nice defensive play right there by Joe Mauer, diving to his left and smothering that ball and getting the out at first. Thames hitting this ball sharply, but Joe right there off the line makes a nice play. Runs to the bag for the second out.
Probably good there, don't you think? He didn't try to do too much by getting a force out at second.
Just get the out.
Here's Lowry. And that ball gets by Butera, and another run will score. So it's 4-3, and the tying run now at third.
Well, we've talked about there's not a lot of room behind the plate, but Drew was able to slow it down, and then it slowly got back to the backstop right there, and that allowed Escobar to score.
Wild pitch should be charged, and now the tying run 90 feet away. Fouled back, 1-1. All 3 runs charged to Jared Burton. Three hits against Burton right up the middle, and then Encarnacion with a base hit, chopped to the right side. Carroll ends the inning. Good inning for the Jays. They got 3. They're back within 1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Good job by Glenn Perkins.
postgame. Twins lead the Jays as they try to get the series split here at Target Field. We've got our coverage that does not stop when the game comes to a close. It's Twins Live presented by CenturyLink, and among the topics to be discussed, Scott Diamond and his gem today did a great job. Another 7-inning shutout game for him. Gardy's postgame press conference, and Brian Dozier and his delightful day with his first career home run in the big leagues. And the instructional again will take place on the field here live during our Twins Live presented by CenturyLink post-game show. You heard from Joe Mauer discussing hitting off a tee and why he does it before each ball game, and Tim Laudner and Bert Blyleven will discuss how important it is to hit off the tee and what you can gain by hitting off a tee and improve that swing of yours. And it's all coming your way immediately following the game. And we've got a tight one here, Dick Raymer.
Suddenly we do, Robbie. You're right. Thank you, Bob.
Ooh, dropped the bob.
Bernard Span leading things off in the 8th against Darren Oliver. Strike one.
Oliver working here a couple nights ago. Needed only 7 pitches to retire the Twins in order. Oliver, a veteran of 19 major league seasons. 41-year-old left-hander.
2 strikes. Span, Dozier, and Mauer to try to get an insurance run back for the Twins. Inside.
Oliver at 41 years old still able to get that fastball to 90, 91.
Oliver last year with the Texas Rangers. Inside.
It's kind of a common thing to say about Oliver. He had 3 stints with the Rangers.
Yeah.
Came up with the Rangers for the first time back in 1993. Went away, came back in 2000, went away, came back the last couple of years in the Ranger organization again.
2-2 to Span. Bounce left side. Escobar to Encarnacion, one away.
Well, he got rid of that ball quickly. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Here's Dozier, a home run, his first major league home run, a single and a run scored in the 5th. Handful of really nice plays in the field today. Squaring a bunt, taking low. You know, the Rangers for a while had Darren Oliver and Arthur Rhodes on the team, and then Arthur Rhodes was traded to the Cardinals, and it was the Cardinals and Rangers facing each other in the World Series. Another bouncer to short, easier play for Escobar. So one way or the other, Arthur Rhodes was going to get a World Series.
Well, I thought he got a World Series ring with the Cardinals, but could he also get an American League Championship ring with the Texas Rangers?
I hadn't thought about that. Nice,
might have got 2 rings.
Yeah. Well, 2 down, and here's Joe Mauer.
I think I would wear my World Series ring over the American League Championship.
Were you ever, the 2 times you went to the World Series, your teams won, right?
Yeah,
you never made.
Yes. In 1970, we won our division, and I got a nice plaque.
You did?
From that, yeah. It's very nice.
Where's that now?
Calvin went out of his way to get that. It's hung on a wall
at
the house. Yeah.
Okay.
Very proud of
I've
that.
been to your house a few times. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
It's
well, you're
not
too busy in the pool.
Not in a prominent place. Here's a fly to left. And Rajay Davis makes the catch. Well, we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Matt Capps will try to keep his perfect season going in terms of save opportunities.
been everything to me. You know, she's the reason why I'm here today. You know, she raised me, you know, better than I think any woman could ever raise a kid. And you know, I want to say I love you. Thank you for everything you've done for me, and happy Mother's Day.
Oh, she's been awesome. I mean, from Little League driving me to the ballpark to, you know, that shoulder to cry on, and, you know, everything. You know, Mom, you're the best.
Our sentiments exactly.
Yes, and Matt Capps on the mound looking for his 7th save of the year. He got one here the other night, and the Twins win.
Twins have 9 wins this year. 6 of them have been 1-run wins. They've all been saved by Matt Capps. And now he'll try to make it 7 saves.
Yeah, get this save for Mommy.
Colby Rasmus, J.P. Arencibia, Rajai Davis, the scheduled hitters. Rasmus is 0 for 3. Up and away, ball 1. Popped up left side. Plouffe with room, 1 down. Arencibia will hit next. Remember, when the game is not on television, you can see the replay later on at night, and it's Twins squeeze play, and the game Tuesday afternoon, little afternoon, is not being televised, and squeeze play will be on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. It's a 30-minute condensed version of non-televised Twins games. 1 gone on the 9th. Here's Arencibia. 0 for 3. 3 ground balls, although technically his first at bat resulted in a ground ball. The ball only hit the ground after it drilled Scott Diamond in the shoulder, and Arencibia uncoils, trying to hit one into the 3rd deck.
He tried to tie the game right there.
1 strike to Arencibia. And now a ball. Can challenge Arencibia a little bit more here and maybe expand the strike zone. He's only drawn 3 walks this year. 1-1. And now 1-2. So Capps trying to save it for Scott Diamond, and in a sense save it for Jared Burton, who's been so good this year. And Burton has a rough outing, and the Jays get back in the game, and all will be forgotten and forgiven if Capps can get the 3 outs here.
Well, you'd like to go out there every time and have, you know, put a 0 on the board, but this game will bite you at times. Watch Butera now sit down and away, and just missing down and away.
Buzzed a 94-mile-per-hour fastball just off the plate.
Yeah, Jeff Nelson behind the plate here this afternoon. I think he's been outstanding calling balls and strikes.
Punch to right, and it's down for a hit. Smothered there by Komatsu, so the tying run is on. Adam Lind has come out onto the on-deck circle. He'll hit for Rajai Davis.
Well, good piece of hitting right here. Taking that fastball, looked like it was out over the plate, maybe a ball. Good piece of hitting by Arencibia, just going with it.
So Lind will hit. It's been a struggle for Lind this year. He was hitting cleanup, recently moved down to 8th. Had a difficult series at the plate, coming up here in a key spot in the game's series final game.
Yeah, Lind 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter.
Blue Jays not getting much production from their bench, just 1 for 14 off the bench. .110 at bats, 191 is his batting average, and he's grounded into 4 double plays and struck out 23 times. High fly to deep left field. Willingham in the corner makes the catch, a foul ball catch. And Mathis, the pinch runner, scampers to second.
Yeah, Lind jumping on that first pitch, and there's not a lot of room between that foul line and the stands. But Willingham
going into the corner and making the catch for the second out.
And
maybe 8 feet between that line and the wall.
And alertly, Mathis goes to second. And Kelly Johnson, who singled last time up against Burton, sent one right up the middle. Will try to tie the game up with a hit to the outfield. Big swing and a miss. Might have been the split change.
Yeah, I think what we've seen is, they're looking for the fastball, the first pitch to swing at, and they threw the changeup. That split finger from Matt Capps. Lind jumped on the first fastball and hit that ball to Willingham.
One strike to Johnson. Might have been it again, blocked by Butera. Got to keep an eye on Mathis at second, only from the standpoint they've kind of got one to waste here. You can throw some pitches in the dirt, and Mathis right now at second base, but the game plan might change if he gets to third. So that was a nice block by Butera. He's not giving him a straight fastball yet. That one at 88 miles per hour.
Well, he's got that four-seam fastball, then the two-seamer, and that two-seamer will run away from left-handers into right-handers. Crowd on their feet here at Target Field.
And Butera to the mound to find out what exactly Capps wants to throw here. Johnson has a bug or something in his eye. The trainer came out near home plate umpire Jeff Nelson, and Johnson said, "No, I'm fine." One and two to Kelly Johnson. Flipped foul. And something else a little off that 93, 94 mile per hour fastball. Ooh, Jeff Nelson came out of the crouch, and it looked like he was going to pump up the right arm.
Yeah, he went in with that fastball, with the four-seam fastball, middle in, and a bit high.
2-2. Got him. Came back with the splitter. Good ball game for the Twins. They left too many men on base, but they win another one-run ball game.
And they split this C4-game series between the Twins and the Blue Jays. Our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Scott Diamond, after being plunked in the shoulder off the bat of Aaron Sebia, put 5 more zeros on the board. 7 shutout innings for his second win this year Outstanding performance. Great save by Capps, his 7th of the year.
Kevin Gorg, the Twins played an awful game on Thursday, but they've come back now with maybe their best 3 games of the season.